Good day fellas, I hope you are ready for your extra daily dose of skill, and today I made a decision to play with T28 HTC. I can't remember when I played with this vehicle last time, and I believe it is about the time to deduct this tank. I played one battle as a warming up game. I am feeling alright with the tank. It wasn't the best game ever by any means, but it was enough for me to feel it, right? So without further ado, let's go into the game and let's see what this vehicle is all about. One more thing which I want to say, fellas, if you do not know what kind of equipment to use or what kind of field modifications to use, remember, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, you can always use the index page. There is all information about the setups, about the field modifications, and many other stuff here, like Mark of Excellence requirements, for example, or Ace Wanker requirements. And if you are struggling to do the missions, for example, for Aces or first class, remember you can always use this search in order to do so. For example, if you want to play with the tier 8s and you care what tank has the least expectations for getting ace, those are the vehicles. You know, you can do everything pretty damn well here. So check it out, fellas. Maybe you will get a lot of use for yourself, and at least I hope so. Anyways, what do we have for our very first battle? Ghost Town. I love this map. I think this map is absolutely amazing. And what do we want to do? We want to play in the city. For equipment, we are using rotation mechanism, hardening, and rammer. Everything is looking completely fine. And speaking of the tank itself, this tank is pretty damn tanky. I know it sounds weird, tanky, really skill. But overall, speaking about armor of this vehicle is pretty damn nice. If people are not going to shoot your boobas, you are feeling completely fine. And if people even try to shoot your boobas, remember, you can always peek like this, and it is still not that easy to penetrate you. So keep this in mind. Okay, our team is losing shit ton of the hit points because enemy light tanks are spotting our team, and this is very smart play by the obviously enemy team, and not so smart play by our team. Whenever you are doing this crossing through the open, fellas, you might take so much damage you will forget your name. So if I can recommend something, I would highly recommend not to cross through the open. Simply take a longer road and you are going to be completely fine. Okay, let's see. Now, this is going to be straightforward for us. We are going to make sure this gentleman who is thinking about capping the base, he is going to regret his life choices. Skill, do you know what you are doing? Sure thing. I am making pressure like there is no tomorrow, and we are feeling relatively fine, fellas. Very good. I am feeling happy with my decision, what we have done here, and now we can get a bit more involved. And even though we have a tiger here, I don't really mind this tiger, as wrong as it sounds. Especially whenever I am going to take this hold down position here, this tiger will have a very hard time digging us out. And this is what I am talking about when I am saying this tank is actually pretty damn good. I rated this vehicle as a good tank in the index page, right? And there is a reason for that. Armor of this tank is nice. And you know what is the best thing of all this? You are not meeting too often HTC in the battlefield. So since the tank is becoming rare in a way, people are simply not playing with it. People are struggling to penetrate the tank. And if people are struggling to penetrate the tank, this is the good news for HTC. Now, let's look into this story from the different angles. Skill, whenever you are playing against the higher tiers, do you have any armor? No, you don't. And I truly mean it, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, you do not have any armor whatsoever. So this is not what you want to see, and this is not how you want to play the game in a way, right? You want to be aggressive. like we did in this game, but you do not want to you don't want to play against the tortoise, for example. Tortoise would eat you like there is no tomorrow. At this point, I am thinking about leaving this position here, and I am going to be involved against the cover 3, Panther, and any other tank sitting here. Now, this is going to be the best life for us. Skill, what do you mean this is going to be a best life for us? Well, you see, enemies cannot penetrate us that easily, and that means we can shoot them like there is no tomorrow, we can farm them like there is no tomorrow, and we can show them who is the boss in this situation. And you know what? It is not that easy to penetrate this tank even frontally like this. It is truly not easy, my friends. Kaboom, another penetration, that's very nice. And we are sitting already on 1.8 thousand damage, which is completely fine. We have quite a bit of assisting damage, which is alright as well. And you know what? This is only the start. At this point, we can start considering our life choices, and maybe we can actually go into the cap once again just to bait people out. Obviously, I have zero intentions whatsoever to cap the base. I don't care about this. What I care about obviously winning the game, and winning the game with a solid score, right? It is also important. It is also important. Okay, 88, cupola shot, bam. Unfortunately, we are missing, and at this point, we are going to load the gold. Skill, you disgusting gold noob. I sincerely apologize for not sniping the cupola from the 500 meters distance. I sincerely apologize, fellas, that's on me. I should definitely learn how to play the game. Obviously, jokes aside, we are paying attention at the maxi map, and we are seeing Cromwell here. Cromwell should move back. Cromwell should move back. Cromwell should move back. Cromwell. No. No, don't you want to go back, buddy? Thank you. I was waiting for this for 3 days, 3 nights, and still I managed to mess up my shot. That's quite sad story, but oh well, welcome to the world of tanks. Now, my aim is alright. I don't feel like I am misaiming, or am I doing something wrong. I think I am alright. This tank is just simply not really created for those long range shots, if you know what I mean. Although you can use some different piece of equipment in order to make your tank as accurate as possible. For example, improved sniping is one of the better equipment pieces here in the game, especially for the tank destroyers, right? At this point, I changed my mind and I do not really want to cap the base. Well, in fact, I never wanted to cap the base, but it works just great to bait enemies out, right? And as you can see, it is kind of working, fellas. Meanwhile, T28 HTC is not super happy about his life decisions, but we cannot blame him for being unhappy since he took one for free. And now the Vaza 44 is going to go through the open field, and we should be able to have angle like this. Beautiful. As you can see, fellas, we are sitting with a solid 3000 damage here. This is very, very good performance, if you would ask me. I think we played pretty much to the maximum aggression as well. And our decisions were top-notch. Maybe I could be a bit more aggressive, and instead of going into the cap, I could go instantly here and try to farm the enemies. Maybe I could do that. But all in all, I am happy with my result. I am happy with my performance. And, you know, if I am happy, I am happy. 3.4 thousand damage. Can we get one more for sake of love? We cannot. That's okay. T28 HTC should be still in the same position. Yes, he is. And I believe this is a game over. I don't really think we are going to find the killing blow. Okay, let's teleport into the scoreboard, shall we? And we are back, fellas. So what do we have? We have a very first class, that's nice. We have high caliber, we'll have Confederate medal, 1.1 base experience, 3.4 thousand damage, and solid 64,000 profits. That's very, very good. More games like this, pretty please. Let's go for a battle number 2 and let's teleport right into the action. And we are back, fellas. So the second game is Empire's Border. We have a relatively good map for this tank, because all we care with this vehicle is to go into the heavy line and to rebel on some heavy tanks. That's all we care about. I know quite some of you might think, skill, don't you want to use turbo on this tank? You can definitely use turbo, but currently I am running with improved hardening. That means whenever we will fix the tracks, our tracks are going to be fully repaired. Plus on top of that, it is way harder to track us, so it is harder to flank us as well. Obviously we can replace, for example, rotation mechanism for turbo as well, but you know, there is 10,000 different builds you can actually do with the tanks, and if you are feeling like you want to use that, right? Who stops you? So what is the plan, what is the hope, and what is the dream? I want to be aggressive like this. I know usually I do not play in this position, and there is a reason why, because I don't really think this is game-winning decision. But in this kind of situation, I don't feel like I want to travel like a tourist like this or like this or like this. So I would rather meet plenty of the heavy tanks here, and I would rather try to beat the living crap out of them. That's the whole plan. We are very, very lucky with matchmaking as well. I definitely need to highlight this. And we are fighting against the lower tiers in this matchmaking, right? We might meet Oi, we might meet Cover 2, we might meet Cover 1S, and many, many, many other lower tier tanks. And this is exactly what we want to see, fellas. With this tank, you don't want to approach anyone who has penetration 200 plus or 300 plus. Here we go. Here we go. That's what we need. And this is exactly what we need, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. This is exactly what we need. This is what we want. So we are trying to hit the Cover 1S. Luckily we are getting tracking damage, and I have a feeling Cover 1S is saying, Piotr, no! And yeah, unfortunately for Cover 1S, I have a feeling this gentleman is dead. Very unfortunate fate, but he made a mistake and he paid the maximum price for his mistake, which was obviously his tank life, right? And look at this beauty. This is like the situation of the dream. This is where you want to get this tank. You want to get into position like this, and you want to punish enemies like there is no tomorrow. So for example, what this beautiful 88 can do for us? Nothing. Obviously, instead of sniping to the pixel, we are going to load the gold ammunition straight in the face, right? And we will try to eliminate this guy. And I believe we will be able to do that with relative ease. Look at this. Boom, straight in the face. And everyone is shooting high explosives. But the thing is, high explosives nowadays are not so dangerous as they used to be back in the day, right? Like half year ago or so. So we are feeling completely fine. We are seeing the gentleman who is actually flanking us, but it doesn't really change absolutely anything. So we are going to start farming this Cover 2. It is completely fine. This guy is okay. He will make sure he will eliminate the other guy from the game, okay? I do not mind this whatsoever. We are sitting in a very, very good position, and this Tiger P will be able to stop him. Plus on top of that, this was a humongous crossfire. So I repeat, there is no chance this guy will be able to do absolutely anything. And in at this point we are just dominating enemies. There is absolutely nothing what those poor souls could do here. And as you can see, we are not too afraid of the derp gun, even though if they will hit for 200 in the face, I literally do not give a single F about that. Because once again, high explosive ammunition nowadays is pretty damn useless against the very, very well armored tanks. And speaking speaking about the standard penetration. Enemies do not have enough of the standard penetration to deal with us, and we are just picking our third kill just like this. At this point, we are taking Brother-in-Arms, and this is game over. We are not going to get any use whatsoever from this game, so let's teleport into the scoreboard, shall we? Let's go. And we are back, fellas. First of all, we are saying thanks for our... Thank you. Have... Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I was about to give him my heart and say thank you, mate. It was an honor. But unfortunately, he used us and he left us. That's okay. Anyways, what do we have? We have Ace, we have High Caliber, we have Brother-in-Arms. We have a great performance. 3.3 thousand damage, 1.3 thousand base experience. 37,000 profits. Everything went pretty well and pretty nice. And now round number 3. Let's go. And we are back with the third game. The third game is going to be the hardest game for sure. Looking into the setup and looking into the matchup, it is not looking so simple and so easy, but it is not going to stop us for trying to do our best, right? So what do we have? First things first, we have a tier 8 game, right? It is not very simple, it is not easy, but once again, we will try to do our best. I think I am going to play in the city. I know it is relatively risky and it is relatively hard, but we should be alright. I am not going to cross like this because it is not worth it. It is way too risky and the reward is not that epic of doing this. So instead of going full troll law, we are stopping here for a second and we are trying to find someone who will make one or another mistake, right? That's all we need to do. Look at this beauty. Ferrari through the open field. Actually, that's not Ferrari, although he's playing like one. Okay. Unfortunately, we did not manage it to stabilize our tank in time, but once again, it doesn't change absolutely anything. I am feeling alright and I cannot complain too much. Meanwhile, we have a Mr. Defender. Can we punish Defender? I will try to, and I will need to escape. Okay, that's on me. I pretty much gave him a perfect angle to penetrate me, and I cannot complain whatsoever about my play here. It was very, very bad. I gave him not my lower plate, but my pretty much belly button, right? Which is just simply bad play by me. That's okay. I am accepting my responsibility. I simply played like a special guy and I got what I deserved, and at this point we will need to help our guys who are playing here. And this is not going to be very simple, but we will try to do everything what we physically and possibly can. So, the first victim is 87. He is overestimating his armor. He is thinking he is a tough guy here, but obviously, I believe I do not really need to highlight this. He is already in the garage. In a way, he did quite similar mistake like I did. He overestimated his powers and he took a lot of damage. So yeah, unfortunate for him, but mistakes were made. Meanwhile, we have a defender who is crossing through the middle like this, and this is a big fat problem, fellas. We do not want to deal against the defender, honestly, because he has definitely enough of penetration and he can be a tough guy here. Anyways, luckily we can punish him once in the side because he's not paying that much attention, and that's good. And once again, if he is going to peek once again, we will try to punish him once again as well, right? Another beautiful punishing shot. I like when tanks are ignoring us. I truly like, fellas, when the tanks are ignoring us. Another beautiful hit, that's very nice. And what do we have? We have Bizonte. Bizonte eliminated this guy from the game. Excellent. And what do we have? We have the ML1. We are slowly but surely fixing our score. This is exactly what we want to see. And I really doubt ML1 is able to penetrate us like this. As you can see, he is not able to do that. And we are able to penetrate him. This is how you are picking corners. you are not side scrapping, you are giving a very shitty angle for the enemies, and you are hoping enemies will be baited to shoot you, right? This is how you are playing with this tank. This is pretty much perfection. Well, apart the simple thing, I lost all my HP in the first moment of the game, right? That's my mistake, you know, I can't cry about this. But anyways, it is describing this playstyle very well, and even though Emil is looking at us, I am not too afraid of the Emil. You can see that yourself. I am peeking my lower plate in. I know it is looking weird, but you can actually do that. And obviously, in the end of the day, he managed to roll high via the penetration roll more likely, and he penetrated us. Still great performance considering what kind of kaku decision I made in the first moment of the game. Fellas, what we have done, all the score is from me being one shot. So it was very good, and I am super happy with my performance. Let's go to the last game and let's see, well, let's go to the last scoreboard and let's see how we dealt overall with this tank. And we are back, fellas, with a scoreboard. We are getting another first class. We are getting high caliber, 2.7 thousand HP, 800 assisting damage, top by the damage, top by experience. And we made 11,000 credits even while going with quite some APCR ammunition. And wow, our performance with this tank is 3.2 thousand damage and 800 assisting damage. Very solid performance. And you know what? I would call the T28 HTC even as a hidden gem nowadays, because I personally do not see those tanks in the battle. I do not see them, and I think they are pretty damn good. And if you like slower game pace, if you like the tanks which actually has armor, this tank can be for you. So, thank you very much for watching, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, and see you very soon. Skill is out for today. Peace.